What's up, y'all? I hope you're all having a great day. For today's video, I want to talk about, what are the steps of becoming an MMA fighter? A lot of people have been reaching out, young and old, and they really want to get into it. So I want to take the chance to make this video to kind of go over that from my personal experience. So let's get into the video. So I guess I'll take you back to the beginning a little bit. Steps to becoming an MMA fighter is not as hard as you may think. With MMA being as popular as it is now, I'm sure there are many gyms across the U.S. and across the world where you can train. And MMA is not only something you can do competitively, but it's something that is good to do, to stay active, for, I guess, weight loss for some people, to stay, to spar maybe. I don't know. If you don't want to do it competitively, you don't have to. But there are many avenues and ways to get into MMA, way more now than there was before. So, the first thing you're going to do is find an MMA gym. Whether your friend knows somewhere to go, whether you look it up and see there's one near you where you live, you need to find a good MMA gym that you can feel comfortable with and that it's around people that you like. That's the good part. And most of these gyms, they have 1-day trials, 3-day-a-week trials. You can go in there, test it out, test out their classes, see how the gym is, and go from there. Some gyms will have big fighters, some gyms won't. But whether you're going in there to train, just to stay active, or you're going in there to stay competitive, you got to go to see. Whatever goal you're trying to do, you got to go to the gym to see. You can't just call. You need to go experience it to see how the gym is. Second, if you're doing it to be competitive, because a lot of people have asked, how can I get into MMA? How can I do this? I want to fight. So my answer is always to join a gym and to start training. I've had a few people reach out like, oh, I'm just going to go fight and sign up to fight. I don't advise that. It's not a smart thing to do. Before you fight, you always need to at least train for a couple years. That brings me to the next step. You need to find good training partners, and you need to be disciplined. You gotta stay disciplined. It's just like any other sport, football, basketball, soccer. You gotta practice every day. If you want to get better at what you want to do, you have to practice every day and dedicate yourself to that sport. Whether it's running every day, sparring 3 times a week, doing this, doing that, training, pads, everything. You have to get better at what you're doing every single day if you want to be an MMA fighter. It's not a skill where you can take, go for a week or two and then take a couple weeks off. No, if you want to compete, you have to train every day. And third step is you got to get hit. You got to get hit. You can't be scared to get hit. A lot of people, when they start off at MMA, they, you can tell they're kind of timid, and when you spar with them, they're like, oh, they just don't want to get hit. They don't fight the same because they're scared to get hit. So you got to get that out of the way pretty early on. And you got to go to every class. If your gym that you join has a class where, it's wrestling, BJJ, and, jiu-jitsu, and then you have striking classes, go to all of it. Get a good glimpse and understanding of everything that you're doing in MMA so that you can improve as a fighter. And I guess the fourth one would be just dedicate your life to it. Dedicate your life to the game of MMA. If you want to do it, like I said, if you're doing it just for a workout, great. Go every day still to get a good workout. But if you're doing it to be competitive, you got to treat it like a job. Whether you work a 9 to 5, whether you have another job, go at night, go in the morning, go before you work, go after work. You got to keep it serious and train. And if you get to a point where, I'm not saying you are, but you want to fight, you have to at least give it a couple years, and don't just fight without getting your coach's permission. Because everybody will want to fight, but you can't fight until you're ready. You can't go out there and fight, be like, oh, I don't like this guy, I want to fight him. No, fighting is serious. When you step in that cage, anything's possible, anything can happen. So you have to be well-rounded in every aspect of MMA. That's why I say go to every class, do everything at your gym to be prepared to fight. So that's kind of the, I guess, steps, the quick explanation of the steps of becoming an MMA fighter. There's a little bit of other things you can do, but that's primarily the basic steps you can do to become an MMA fighter. And if you do that, that's a good path to be on, to becoming one. So if you're new here, like this video. I post every week. and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll be back with more videos soon. See ya.